How's it going, everybody? Welcome to the channel. This is Big Daddy Dave, and this is episode 2 of a Let's Play series in Farming Simulator 25 on the map Riverbend Springs. And where we last left off, we had all hands on deck. We had the family assemble, come together, and pull together for our uncle here. Uncle, for some reason, he decided to try his best impersonation of a astronaut coming rocketing back to Earth as he was up in the top portion of the barn there loading up some straw bales and ended up falling out of the, well, practically second story of the barn, ended up breaking a lot of his bones. And yeah, he's a little bit worse for wear. Thankfully, he's okay, but we had to come here to make sure that he didn't lose the farm. I mean, he's going to be out of commission for quite some time. But what do we got going on here today? Well, we're basically going to be picking up right off the back of episode 1. We got JP here. He came in with the when the all hands on deck was put out there, and he's going to be working on some contracts. He was able to find some connections here in town because Uncle was very well liked here. So we've got a bunch of people who are wanting work to be done, and knowing that Uncle's hurt and knowing that we're trying our best to help him out, they were able to go ahead and line him up with a whole bunch of work, and that's what he's going to keep on doing. And I'm going to be here working on the farm trying to get all this stuff done. We ended up getting a bunch of the barley and wheat off the fields, as you can see right over here, but we need to get these fields back up and running for the next season. So that's what we're going to go ahead and do. So JP, you go ahead and boogie out and do what you got to do, and let's get to work.
All right, let's do it.
All right. So first things first, I'm going to go ahead and start across the street. I've got the tractor, you can see it way off in the distance. I got it parked over there to where we're going to be doing the mulching over there. And we're going to work our way over to our other two fields here momentarily. So JP, let me know when you get up to the shop there, and let me know what kind of work they have in store for you, because I'm rather curious.
Will do.
Let's see, so I am catching up to my tractor right over here. We're gonna fire it up. And again, we're gonna engage that auto steering system, which is absolutely amazing.
So I made it over to the shop. I've picked up a few contracts to work on some cultivating for some people. Got a couple of fields lined up to work in, so on my way out to do those.
Oh, excellent. So right now I am just mulching the field here just to get it all up and running. Oops. Probably could have taken this line just a little bit better. So JP, which fields you got working on right now?
Right now I'm starting out over on field 84 right behind the shop. Gonna get that cultivated. After that, I'll probably take the ferry across the river, cultivate field 45 just north of the river where I'm actually at. From there, I'll shoot over and end up hitting up field number 11 there, which is due west of where I'm at right now. So that river kind of causing some fun obstacles for me, but taking the scenic route around today apparently.
Well, taking some of that countryside and see how things look out there, because tell you what, you get kind of stagnant here on the farm and kind of seeing the same things over and over and over again, but that's all good. We're gonna go ahead and get all this work done. Like I said, we've got to assemble. Uncle is very well liked, not only just here in town, but within the family, and we want to make sure that the farm doesn't come to any harm as best as we can. We're hoping that not only will we be able to take Uncle's operation and be able to save it, but maybe even get it to grow a little bit, because there's a few things where Uncle, he's a bit stubborn. You know, it's one of those old dog new tricks kind of scenarios, and he did things his own way, and there's nothing wrong with that. But we think we might be able to teach him a thing or two, and this might be a perfect opportunity to do so.
Yep, definitely looking forward to helping him out and keeping this farm going for him.
You know, I know we touched on this the other day, but it's one of those we were talking about how we were actually really impressed in how Uncle upgraded all of his tractors. Even though the tractors are, you know, many, many years old, he ended up upgrading them with the GPS system in them, and it just makes the work so much easier to be able to just kind of make our way around and just rely on the technology that he has. But which, like I said, is very uncharacteristic of him. Normally, you know, he's not huge into technology. He only does like the bare minimum when it comes to, you know, keeping up with the times. But this is one where he kind of went all in, and he sat down, and he learned it, and I know he was huffing and puffing the whole time about it, but he committed.
Yeah, you know, he's stubborn in his ways, but once he realizes the benefits of technology,
Well, and that's it. It's he's very particular about certain things. Like he's only willing to try certain things if he can immediately, like in the moment, see its clear and obvious benefit. And if he can't even envision what that clear and obvious benefit would be, then he just wants nothing to do with it.
yep.
But I think at this time I'm going to go ahead and cut us out here, and I will cut us back in as soon as we finish up the field here. See you in a little while. All right, so we've made it through all 3 fields there. We've got the big field across the street, got the old wheat field, and now we're putting the finishing touches on the canola field. And just like that, everything is done, set, ready to go. JP, how are things going out in your neck of the woods?
Things are going really good. I'm almost done with the cultivating over here on field number 45. And after that, I got to head over to field 11 and get get that done. And we'll have these 3 contracts all set. Should make pretty decent set of cash off of these. So definitely keep things going in the positive direction for the farm.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah. Um, so after this point, now that I'm all done mulching, I actually have to plow out all the fields. And to do that, though, I need to actually kind of knock down the old plows ruts that this field has in front of me. So Uncle must have come in and like done something to this field. He must have like tried to pre-plow it, but so much time has passed that it's all eroded and gone kind of cattywampus. So what I need to do is I need to actually like redo all this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take our
Wait a
cultivator.
second.
What's that?
What? 1 second. Did you just say cattywampus?
Yeah, cattywampus.
Catty, cattywampus.
Yeah,
What language are you speaking right now?
English.
Okay, like I'm not the smartest person in the room here, I'm sure, but
No, nobody would ever claim
cattywampus,
this.
you claim or you care to define that?
Cattywampus is when things don't go as expected, when things are not always as they appear.
That's the story of my life.
Well, yeah, I mean, but no, like I said, it looks like he plowed the field a while back, but just looks like everything's all just not in order. So I grabbed our cultivator, and I'm going to go ahead and just cultivate this field first. Um, let's see, actually, while I'm thinking of it, let's go ahead and set up. All right, yeah, that ought to work. We'll do that. But no, I just need to knock these ridges down so that when I come back over here with like a plow, it's not going to be something that is going to be unworkable at this point. So that's what we're going to work on here, is just getting this particular field touched up first, and then we need to run to the shop. We got to pick up a plow, likely going to have to purchase it, and then from there going to have to start working on getting these fields plowed, because they need it. They need a good heavy plowing. On top of that, we need to also worry about getting stones, because when we till up the land here, we're going to get a bunch of stones off of this. So we're gonna have to add to the pile there that we already added to with the previous contract that you had.
Yeah, I mean, we did have a nice little pile of stones over there. I mean, roughly about 3,000 liters, if I remember right.
That sounds about right. I mean,
You know,
one of those, we're going to have to figure out something to do with all those stones eventually. I mean, we could take them up to, I don't know, maybe to sell, maybe up to the dredger that's just down the street there. We could potentially sell them there, or I mean, who knows? We can eventually use them for something. I don't know.
yeah, I mean, I feel like we're still a little ways away from us being able to use them on our own, just with the way finances are looking right now. But
Well, if you
in
weren't
the
just
same sense,
slacking off all day.
well, hey, it's a tough life, but somebody's got to do it, right?
Fields aren't going to cultivate themselves.
Exactly. I'm glad you see things my way now.
Do I though?
Well, you know what? I'm going to tell you that I'm going to tell myself that you do, and that's all that really matters to me.
Hey, one of those. We live in your world. We should just be thankful to exist in it.
Exactly. See, now you're learning.
Hey, you know what? I can be taught.
Well, that's a shocker.
Hey, you know what? You can teach this old dog new tricks. Alright, so we are just about done with the cultivating on the up downs, but we're going to have to set our sights onto the headlands here in just a second.
Yep. Speaking of cultivating, I made it over field 11 now, and we're making progress, slowly but surely.
Nice, nice. Nothing wrong with that.
So, get this done. I'm going to head back over to the shop afterwards and see if I can't find some more odds and ends to do. Keep the money flowing in. That way we can get the farm going. Maybe even turn it around for Uncle.
Well, like I said, I think that's going to be like kind of a down the line goal. Is like, look, I want to make sure that we're just doing enough to be able to keep Uncle afloat for the time being. Because it's one of those, he's worked way too hard for this farm to just all of a sudden, go under because of, one little accident kind of thing.
One little accident.
I
This
mean,
little accident.
hey, you know what? When
Oh,
you
don't get
try
me wrong.
and
I
pull
love
a
the guy.
Superman out of the barn, it's one
Yes,
of those
yes.
that, you know, I'm sure worse things have happened around the farm. I don't know what they are off the top of my head, but one of those that we don't have to constantly beat them up over it.
Yeah, but it's fun to sometimes.
I
You know,
agree. I
if
agree.
if you jump out of the barn, you should expect to get some slack. Just saying.
I don't disagree whatsoever.
I
But
mean, this is the same guy who, decided one time to show somebody the right way to gut a deer. Just saying. You know, seven
yes,
stitches later, hey, so we got to give them some gripe every once in a while.
hey, you know what? It's all with gentle fun in mind.
Exactly. Like I said, I love the guy to death. Just sometimes he just doesn't use all of his brain cells.
This
Apparently, the 70s were a very rough decade. Just saying.
uh, you broke up there. What'd you say?
But apparently, the 70s was a really rough decade.
Oh, I mean that was a rough decade for a lot of people. Let's get all straightened up here. We are just about done. We got about two more full headlands to do, and then we'll be good to go.
Yeah, I'm thinking, I mean, rough guesstimate over here. I'm about halfway done with the cultivating over here on field 11. So,
Well, that's some good timing there, because we'll have to. Well, I'll have to boogie up to the shop at minimum to get the plow. Like I said, this you could tell that these fields absolutely have to be touched up because they're just not producing like they should. We got the canola and we got the wheat out of
we got the weed? Really?
yeah.
Now I understand why he thought he could fly out the barn.
That's exactly it. He got a hold of he got a hold of some illicit products apparently.
Yeah, what kind of farming has he been doing?
The kind that's not legal in this state apparently. But no, but no. So what was I getting ready to say? What the?
You're lost. It's
Well, no, something just came across my screen and I didn't know what it was referring to. It was saying I was too far away from something, and it must be I must have been doing something wrong with the GPS here on the tractor, but it must not have recognized where the line was.
yes, yep. I have a feeling that that is a GPS issue because I've had the same thing happen to me a couple of times. So
Yeah. So it was just one of those. It kind of took me a second to realize what was going on, but I'm just about done. I've got one more pass here, one more headland to do.
yeah,
There we go.
you're boogieing.
Oh yeah, yeah. And it's not like I got a massive cultivator or anything either. This is Uncle's old John Deere cultivator, and it's what, maybe about 4 meters wide, I'm guessing.
That sounds about right. Oh, you using his old John Deere tractor too?
No, 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 no. Oops.
Oh, see.
What is going on here? JP, this is just fighting me something fierce. Alright, there we go.
See, usually that's my job.
Well, could you not?
What, fight your fierce? I'm trying not to. You're the one over there trying to
Well,
cultivate wheat.
that's right.
I'm just trying to make us money the
Well,
legal way.
so I was about to say, well, so am I. You just got to throw in caveats.
Hey, you win some, you lose some. I mean,
Well, when you got the Superman impersonating uncle and you as
yeah,
a
it's kind of
cousin, then
expected at that point. Yeah. Well, hey, I don't even know who we blame for that one.
I don't know at this point. All right, we're
So it looks
almost
like I'm
done.
about 2/3 of the way done.
You say 2/3?
About a little over 2/3 of the way done. Yep. And again,
Okay.
this is the third and final of the cultivating contract. So
Yeah, so I'm just about on my last pass here. Gonna be on my fourth and final turn in the headland here.
isn't it amazing that small piece of equipment needs that many headlands?
Oh yeah. All right. All right. Last pass, last portion of it.
All right.
Then, after this, we'll go ahead and cut us out here, and we'll cut us back in as soon as I get back with a plow. Because, like I said, all 4 of these fields need to be plowed. Gonna need to lime them, gonna need to fertilize them. It's just one of those that we're gonna have to do what we got to do, because we've got to be able to increase the yield out of these. There we go. We're all done, ready to go on to the store. So I'll tell you what, I'll go ahead and cut us out here. I'll cut us back in as soon as I get back from the store. We'll see you in a while. All right, and we are back. So I am back here at the farm with the plow. 16,000 for this particular unit here. Got
Well,
to...
good news is that's roughly what I want to make on these 3 cultivating jobs that I've been working on. I'm just about to wrap up over here on field 11. Got maybe one more pass to do, and we should be all set on these. Figure out what other contracts we can work on.
Nice. That'll
So,
work out very nicely. All right, so now I'm back here at the big field. Now it's time to go ahead and figure out how to work this. So let's go ahead and do this. Let's see.
and done. We're gonna collect, and yeah, we made. Let's see here, 8, 15, 16, 5, almost 16,500 bucks.
Yeah, it looks like we're pretty much back to right where we were before I bought the plow. All right, so now it is time to get to work on this field with the plowing, and look at that. We're doing it. We are ripping and tilling into the land. Oh, love it, love it, love it. But at this point, I'll go ahead and cut us out and cut us back in as soon as we're done with the plowing. We'll see you in a while. All right, so we are back. So I'm here. I'm just finished up the first two fields here on the farm. Got the big one and the medium-sized field. And what I'm gonna have to do now is I need to get get the tractor repaired and get the plow repaired. The plow is really kind of worse for wear at this point. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut us out here and cut us back in as soon as I get repaired. I might even fuel up as well while I'm out and about. So we will bring us back in here in a little while. We'll see you there. All right, I am back and spending about $6 grand up at the shop there to get everything all repaired. We got the tractor back up and running, as well as the plow all fixed up, looking good as ever. And now I'm going to get ready to go into the third field right here in front of the barn. But, there we go. But at this point, Jim, how are things going over in your end there?
Going pretty good. Still working on busting out some contracts. I am actually on my way back to our farm. I ended up deciding to use our John Deere and our cultivator for this last cultivating contract. The price they were going to give me versus leasing, it just didn't make much sense to spend the extra money leasing equipment that we already had. So on my way back to the farm with that. Also just got done doing a big weeding contract. That's going to bring us a good chunk of cash as soon as I get that collected. And also did a stone picking at the field just on the other side of the street from our farm. So gonna get some more stones there, and we should see a nice little influx of money come in and help offset those costs of repairing the tractors and plows. So
Oh, that's excellent. Yeah, we're rocking and rolling here. We're doing really good. Here after we get all the fields plowed, we're gonna have to pick up all these stones. We're gonna have a really big influx of stones. We're gonna have to figure out what to do with them. But at this point, I'm gonna go ahead and cut us out here, and I'll cut us back in as soon as we're all done plowing out these fields. We'll see you in a little while. All right, so I am just putting the finishing touches here on the last field on the farm. And let's go ahead and drop this down just like that. Looking perfect. So, Jim, I wanted to ask you and get your opinion. What do you think? We've got the 4 fields here on Uncle's farm, but I really don't see a need to have 4 total fields. I see that the kind of 2 fields that are off to the kind of I don't know, to the end of the barn here. They're right on top of each other. They got a little path that kind of separates them. But I don't know. What do you think about combining the two fields together?
Well, here's the thing: is what do you think Uncle would think about us doing that?
I mean, I don't know. It's one of those where I kind of think that he would be mad at first, but at the same time, one of those where it's going to gain just a little bit of extra land where he'll be able to actually kind of utilize it for more fields and stuff. So I don't know. I think it'd be kind of worth it in the end.
Uh, I'm I definitely see where you're coming from. I mean,
I mean, it's not a huge strip, and it's just again. I mean, 4 fields. We can just plow it out to 3 and basically double the field that we have available to us. I don't know. I think it'd kind of be worth it.
yeah, I could definitely see that.
Well, you know what? At this point, better ask forgiveness than permission.
Well, definitely a lot easier.
Yeah, that's true. Let's see.
Here's the thing: we can tell them when we go visit. We can hope they got them on some good, you know, pain relievers.
Yeah, that I mean that's true. I mean, who knows? Maybe we'll convince him that he did it at one point.
Well, again, depending on what they're giving them down there at the hospital for pain, we might very easily be able to do that. Okay,
All right. You know what? I've convinced myself. I'm doing it.
let's do it. YOLO.
Yeah, that's. I mean, pretty much. Let's see. So I've got the far edge chiseled in.
Nice, nice. I mean, I will say this, we should probably be careful, not to dig up too much ground, well, too much extra ground at least.
Oh, come on. What happened to that whole YOLO thing that you just spouted out?
Well, I don't want the end of my life to be Uncle being that mad at us.
Yeah, that's probably a good point.
Come on, you can do it. Small hills are not this tractor's friend.
All right.
I think I can. I think I can.
I'm cutting out the strip right now.
All right.
So, yeah,
I
I
will
mean
definitely
that created a pretty decent sized field by opening up and combining these two. This might even be as big as Uncle's other field over across the street.
Yeah, it's one of those. It's kind of hard to say. Might be bigger. Unless we actually get it kind of surveyed and figure out an exact measurement on it. Hard to tell where one is going to be squared off or rectangled off, and the other one is kind of a funky shape just because of the way the roads are.
True. True. All right. I got one more pass, and then it'll be good to go.
So I know I've been kind of busy doing these, working on these contracts here. I have to come over and check out and see what you've actually been able to accomplish over there.
Well, come on by and check it out when you can, cause got I got the field across the street. I got the three fields right here on the farm, all plowed out, ready to go. So, yeah, we got we still got plenty of work to do. I've got to come through and I got to pick all the stones out of here. I've got to lime, fertilize, plant, do all that stuff. I mean, there's still plenty of chores to do, but for the most part, it's certainly nowhere near as much as what we had to start out with. So,
Yeah, no, I sounds like you're making quite a bit of progress over there. I'm actually going to be heading that way here shortly. I'm got a little bit of weed I'm going to drop off, and while I'm working on some of these harvesting contracts,
nice.
a lot of the farmers are being kind of nice and generous and telling us we can keep a little extra for ourselves. So,
Well, that's nice. Let's see. Just trying to find a good parking spot for this plow. Think about right here under the covered awning should be more than enough.
worst case scenario, go throw it on the ferry.
Oh, I need to unfold it.
Yes, yes, you do.
There we go. All right, well, at this point, I need to go ahead and head out of here and go pick up some more tools. See you in a while. All right, so we are approaching the farm here, and we are getting ready to wrap up this episode, but we have gotten a ton accomplished here today. We ended up doing all of the mulching on all the fields. We got all the plowing done, and that felt like it took an absolute eternity. And we were able to combine a couple of the fields there on the farm. So all in all, we got a ton accomplished, and that's not even to mention all the work that JP did on the background there, doing all the contracts. We are only down less than $24,000 in total from where we first started when we first got here on the farm. And considering all the equipment that we bought, all the equipment that we leased, all the supplies that we've had to buy up until this point, I mean, we have just been really working hard and making sure that we can get our uncle's farm back up and running, and I couldn't be happier than where we are at this point in time right now. But I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did, please show me by liking, sharing, subscribing, following, commenting, doing all the things. The algorithms enjoy doing the show as you're engaged with this channel and enjoying the content. And that being said, hope you have a fantastic day. Take care.